Hello everyone, welcome back to Through the Pages with Dee. I have been tagged by my bestie Darko for the top of your head tag, which he was tagged in by Chaz of Bookish Chaz. So I've been tagged by Darko of Kindles and Kicks. You all know who that is, I don't have to tell you who that is. And this is an original tag by the Library Mouse Gina. So off the top of your head, this should be fun with fibro, but we'll give it a go. Because fibro fog is not friendly to off the top of your head stuff, but we'll give it a go. So, question 1. What's your favourite picture book as a child? It was a long time ago. The only ones I can think of were I want to call them Jack and Jill, but I don't think that's what they were called. Picture book. I think Spot books, Spot the dog. I remember having some Spot the dog books when I was little, but you're talking a very long time ago. And I would have been tiny reading picture books. Probably preschool reading picture books. So the only one I can kind of remember is Spot the dog. Yeah, that's the only one I can remember for that. Question 2. A book series I loved as a child. The Famous Five comes to mind. Book series. The only one I remember is, and it was amazing when I got it. It wasn't it was a series, but it was the Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. And I remember I got this massive, great big hardback book when I'd have been about, I must have been maybe 7. So it was quite advanced for my age. But there was lots and lots of pictures in that, but very, very intricate sort of what would have been initially pencil drawings, then changed to watercolour for the book. And it was a stunning book. And my auntie, my mum's sister, actually got me that, and I think I would have been about 6 or 7. So it was the Tales of Hans Christian Andersen. That's the series I kind of remember. Other than that, like the Famous Five, that's the only series I can kind of remember. So question 3. Worst book I've read and tried to read. Most recently, that would be Priest of Bones. It was awful. I'm not saying the story was necessarily awful. I didn't really give it much chance, because for what I got from it, it was far too Peaky Blinders. And if I wanted Peaky Blinders, I could literally just watch Peaky Blinders. So no, it wasn't for me. The other one I'm struggling with, that I'm not sure if I want to go back to it or not, which has been sort of said to me that it's an amazing, dark, grimdark kind of book. But reading it, yes, there were kind of grimdark elements in it, but not really what I was looking for. I think what I mean, or what I'm looking for, is dark horror. I think that's what I'm looking for in a book, and I'm not quite finding it as yet. But Beyond Redemption, I've kind of started it, got halfway through and stopped, and haven't gone back. So I'm not sure if I'm calling it a DNF as yet. My bookmark's still in there, but yeah, I was kind of getting a bit, it's not what I expected it to be. So I'd say those two really. Priest of Bones and Beyond Redemption. Yeah. Question 4. My favourite reading or book memory. Favourite reading or book memory. Okay, I'd have to say it's this one. I had a book, and the whole purpose of this is probably to tell you the book name, but I cannot for the life of me remember it. And it's gone missing. I don't know where it's gone. I haven't given it away, but it's gone missing. But this particular book, I bought it just before I found out I was pregnant with my eldest daughter. Then I had my eldest daughter and this book went missing. Bear with me. Then 5.5 years later, I find out I'm pregnant again. The book reappears. I find it. And now I don't know where it is. And I have absolutely no idea what it was called. But it's a really enjoyable book. That's all I can tell you, is that I actually really enjoyed reading it. But I've no idea where it's gone. I've no idea what it was called. But that's just one, for instance, of a book where I have a memory of it. Other than that, it's got to be Angela Soma Bodenberg's The Littlest Vampire Takes a Trip. I've said this a few times in different videos. That book went everywhere with me for quite some time. It was completely ruined. It had folded edges. It was tattered. I think I'd actually even wrote my name in it, which is a cardinal sin, but I was only young. So if you can forgive me for that, because I was just a child. But yeah, other than that, I can't really think of anything else. And this is off the top of my head. So that is literally off the top of my head. Question 5. A book I loved as a movie. Ooh. Book I loved as a movie. I haven't read the book, but I do love the movie. I absolutely adore the movie. And it's Shutter Island, Leonardo DiCaprio. It's one of my absolute favourite films. But I haven't read the book. So if you're talking about something that I've read, it's got to be every single Agatha Christie Miss Marple. Every single one. And watched the book, the series, all of it. That is my jam. I love Agatha Christie's Miss Marple. Poirot, okay, yeah, kind of. But Miss Marple, adore Miss Marple. I adore anything to do with Miss Marple. So yeah, that's everything I've enjoyed. And even the old Death on the Nile, or whatever Peter Ustinov did as Poirot. I love the new versions with Kenneth Branagh. I just love them. I love anything Agatha Christie. I was raised with it. It was one of my mother's favourite authors. They were everywhere in the house. That's how I got onto them. And then there was this magazine you could buy where it was giving you the books, and they were all these hardback red with covers on, but underneath they were red. And it would be all a sequenced of Agatha Christie books. And I did start them, and then I sort of dwindled off because they got a bit pricey, and I was a bit like, I'm not paying that. I wish I'd have carried on now. But I think I've got 3 of them. And I think the first one was something like 99p, and you got the book. So obviously I rushed straight away to the shop to get that book, that magazine. Wasn't really interested in the magazine, just wanted the book. But yeah, just Agatha Christie. Everything Agatha Christie. I love Miss Marple. Miss Marple's a favourite. Where are we up to? 6. A book I wish they'd make into a movie. Oh, right, okay. A book I wish they'd make into a movie. There's a few. Without hesitation, Kings of the Wild, Nicholas Ames. That would be an absolutely fantastic comedy, war kind of warrior just film. It would be amazing, especially with Moog, who is the gay magician. It would be so cool, so funny, kind of Monty Python meets Game of Thrones, I think, maybe something along those lines. Or no, not Game of Thrones, something more kind of Vikingy and dirtier, and yeah, that would make an epic film. Also, I would love to see John Gwynne's Faithful and the Fallen made into a film. I think that too would be outstanding. Anything else? What would make a great film, and I haven't really spoke about it much, I've sort of referred to it, but I haven't reviewed it or anything like that because I read it prior to starting YouTube, is the 7 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. If anybody's read that, it's such a unique story, and how the author has managed to keep up with that writing context is beyond my comparison. It is such a good book. It's fantastic. Kind of a bit sci-fi. It's superb. It's a great book, and yeah, that would make a good film as well. So yeah, those three. 7, I think. Yeah, question 7. A book character I'd like as a friend. Loads. I fall in love with characters so easily. So Tattersale is straight there. Gardens of the Moon Tattersale, or Malazan Tattersale. She's straight up there. Gar is another one. Not from Malazan, from John Gwyn's Faithful and the Fallen. I think. As long as I'm getting the name right. Characters. Moog. I'd love to be friends with Moog. From Kings of the Wild. I just adore him. I think he's amazing. Kima from Spear Cuts Through Water. Brina, the kind of witch from John Gwyn's Faithful and the Fallen. A good majority of John Gwyn's characters I would love to be friends with. I would love to be friends with, as long as I'm getting me, Verita from Robin Hobb's the Farseer trilogy. There's loads. Absolutely loads. Those are just off the top of my head. Question 8. A place I want to visit because of a book. Hogwarts. Straight off, Hogwarts. I'm a big fan of the films. I only recently read Philosopher's Stone. I've still to read the rest. But, yeah, Hogwarts. Hands down, Hogwarts. I've never been to any of the theme park type things for Harry Potter. I would love to. Currently, behind you guys, I have printouts on my wall of the Daily Prophet headings. So I have Dumbledore's Dark Secret Revealed. I have Dolores Umbridge prisoned in Azkaban. I have Albus Dumbledore, The Years of the Day. Yeah. I have Bellatrix Lestrange. Fantastic character. If I was going to be a character, I think it would be her. I have Breaking at Gringotts. I have Wanted, Newt Scamander, which is obviously a Fantastic Beast. I have The Boy Who Lived. I have Black Still at Large, and I have Mask Breakout from Azkaban. So these are all, I have a mirror behind you, and these are all surrounding my mirror. Yes, so Hogwarts, absolutely. Anywhere else? I suppose you could say it's a place. I would like to be on either the Orient Express in Murder on the Orient Express, or on the boat in Death on the Nile. Because I don't ever get bored of those. You know, when it's one of those days where you're kind of not in the mood to read, so you just want to watch. I will always put on an Miss Marple or Death on the Nile. Always. I'm kind of a bit obsessed. Where are we up to? Number 9. A non-fiction book I'd recommend. Okay, so I haven't quite finished it yet, but this woman is amazing. Miriam Margolyes. What an amazing woman. I've got her autobiography, just bear with me because it's here. This Much Is True. I have started reading it, and she's just fantastic. She's just funny, and you know, she's a lesbian. She's outrightly happy to say she's a lesbian, and I love that. I absolutely adore her saying that, because she believes that if she's got the courage, other people will have the courage. And I just love her honesty, and how she is Jewish, but she kind of makes fun of herself, and she's rude, and I like the fact that she's rude. You know, she'll get her boobies out and she's not bothered, because she thinks that getting her boobies out will cheer people up. I absolutely adore that woman. If I could ever meet her, I'd want her as my bester. She'd have to join in with us, Darko, as a bester, because she's just hilarious. Now, because of Darko, I have got to read Viola Davis, Finding Me, and I'm going to do that as a buddy read with Pat from Book Chat with Pat, because Pat's mentioned to me that she wants to read it as well, so we're going to do that as a buddy read. I have kind of read into it a little bit at the beginning about her bullying, and wow, yeah, some of the quotes in on the synopsis are proper. That's the only word I can think of for it is proper. But yeah, Miriam Margolyes, and I'm going to read Viola Davis. And also I haven't read it, but Pat raved about it, so I'm excited to read it, which is the Wager. I'm looking forward to that one. It's the true story of a shipwreck and I think mutiny. So yeah, I've got that one to read, so I'm looking forward to that as well, and that's non-fiction. Number 10, an author I'd hang out with and why. Oof. Agatha Christie. Let's say I'm going to do a dinner party, because this is the best way for me, because I can never just pick one. So I'm having a dinner party. I'm having 5 of my favourite YouTubers. So we're having Darko, we're having Britton, we're having Alicia, we're having Chaz, and we're having... Oh, God, there's too many to pick from. And people are going to feel left out, potentially, if they like me enough. Maybe not. Maybe they'll just be like, I'm glad you didn't invite me, Dee. Darko, Britton, Chaz, Alicia. Who gets the last spot? I don't know. He's going to get the spot number 5. Well, we'll leave that one open. We'll leave spot 5 open. So if anybody wants to come, you're more than welcome. So spot 5 is up for grabs. But yes, Darko, Britton, Chaz, Alicia, spot 5's up for grabs. So if you want it, grab it. That's my YouTubers. Then 5 actual authors to invite. That's right, isn't it? Authors. Yeah, authors and why. John Gwynne, straight off. Because he is the man who introduced me to fantasy. That was my very first fantasy book, or series I should say, that I've read and absolutely adored and loved it so much I needed to talk about it, and my family was sick to death of me raving about it, kind of. They actually enjoy my storytelling. Does that sound big-headed? Maybe a little bit. I think they enjoy my enthusiasm. Not necessarily my storytelling. I think they enjoy my enthusiasm because of how it makes me feel, and they just want me to be happy, so they enjoy that part of it. But it just amazing. John Gwynne, without a doubt. Agatha Christie. Are we talking I can have them live or dead? Yeah, I want that option. I'm not just picking live ones. Agatha Christie. Because what a woman. What a mystery writer. So yeah, I want Agatha Christie there, because she's just power to women, and I love that, and she's an amazing mystery writer. She's yet to be beaten, in my opinion. Look at how, she's been over and over again over years introduced by other people, different versions of her stories. So everybody, it's clearly in awe of Agatha Christie. Me too. I think she's amazing. Stephen King. Want to know how his brain ticks for the horror. Clive Barker. Just wanting to tell me a horror story there and then at the table, and scare the bejesus out of me. I'm on my last one. I'm going to have 2. I'm going to have 6. Sorry, I'm going to have to. I want to invite Dawn French, because she is now an author, and I love Dawn French. I often get referred to as Dawn French. My children, or daughters I should say, they're not really children anymore, have for years told me that I remind them of Dawn French. Maybe. I do love that woman. I think she's amazing. And Miriam Margolyes, I want her there too. What a table. What a table. So we've got 4 YouTubers plus that spare ticket going. Got to fight for it, guys. And then Luna's 1 second. My dog's being impatient. 1 second, Babs. So we've got with Ford, got with Darko, we've got Britain, we've got Chaz, we've got Alicia. This one's up for grabs, so fight your way for the ticket. And then we've got 6. I've got to have 6 authors. So we've got, who did I say again? John Gwynne, Agatha Christie, Stephen King, Clive Barker, Dawn French, Miriam Margolyes. That is a table. That is a table. And we're having some conversations. Wow. And then, tag people. I hadn't really thought of anyone. Britain, tag you, buddy. Gonna tag Alicia. Birdie in the Books, Alicia. Samoki Dude, Britain. I'm doing these off the top of my head as well. Those are the only 2 off the top of my head who I think might enjoy doing this. And is there anyone else? Chaz has already done it, so I can't say Chaz. Darko's done it, so I can't say Darko. Yeah, just those 2. And look, just put it out there. If you watch this and you want to do it, just do it. You're invited. Please take part. Do off the top of your head tag. It's difficult, but it's fun. I literally, at this moment in time, other than my dinner table, have no recollection of what answers they gave. So this should be fun to watch back because it's off the top of my head. So I'm just answering literally off the top of my head. So yeah, there we go. That's my tag done off the top of your head tag. Thanks Darko for tagging me. I hope this was enjoyable. I've just decided that I'm not going to do a Malazan video today because it takes too long, and I just kind of want to have a day off and enjoy myself. But I thought, you know what? I'm pretty certain I can get a tag in. So there we go. I've done the tag. I still do owe a couple of tags to Chaz and Pat. I haven't forgot. I've got them right here on a little post-it note. The chess tag and Chaz's tag. So I will get round to those once I've done with Malazan. This was quick where I can get it off the top of my head. Whereas that chess tag, I've got to give that one some thought because we're talking about queens and pawns and castles, and I've got to look through my books because I'm not sure that I've got this many books or too many books with those kind of things on them. So I need to give that one a bit of thought. And with Chaz's as well about the children's books because I don't really remember that far back. Yeah. So I'll have to give those 2 some thought. But this one, as a top of your head, one you can kind of get away with it. And there was only 2 kiddie questions. So, and they weren't too hard. So yes, that's that done. It is Saturday. It is almost 5 in the evening, and I will get this edited and posted, and I will see you all soon. If you enjoyed this, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed already, could you please do that? It just helps the channel, and I will see you all very soon. Thank you so much.